These are going to be some mobility exercises for your shoulder in the prone position. Tuck your feet and hips into the ground. And as you lift up off the ground, you're going to press the opposite hand and make sure that you're trying to go to your full range of motion. So once I lift off, go up toward the sky, I'm really trying to go up as high as I can, and I'm going to hold that for about 3 to 5 seconds. Now this video is going to demonstrate going a little bit faster than I typically would prescribe, but basically I'm on my stomach for all of these positions. I inhale, irradiate, and then I lift off. So irradiation means that my whole body is tight. I'm trying to control the only joint that's moving, which in this case is going to be my glenohumeral joint for most of this video. We will do a little bit of scap and neck work, but basically starting on the stomach, started in the I position, now we're in the Y position. So the I position is when the arms are straight over the shoulders. Now we're in the Y position. In the Y position, you have more ability to do scapular cars. So that's why we're doing a little bit of elevation and depression while we're here. And really just following the video and the text at the bottom for any other questions. Here we have a pronated grip or a pronated elbow, and we are lifting off and going up as high as we can. Noticing that you have probably a little bit more range in your Y than you do when your arms are over your head. And then also performing axials. Axials meaning internal and external rotation of the glenohumeral joint. So really turning and twisting the internal and external in that position. Going to the T position, or as the shoulders are abducted, going thumbs up, palms down, palms up, and really going to your end range, holding for 3 to 5 seconds, and then coming down. Again, this video is going a little bit faster than normal, so you might want to either just either stop, pause, or just kind of use this video as a reference point. Here we have the abduction axials in the T position. From here, we're going to go to our shoulder extension with our thumbs down, and we're going to lift off, inhale, irradiate, and lift up, holding, passive range hold. So these are all basically examples of passive range holds, and these are isometric contractions in your passive range. And you're exploring your passive ranges in flexion, abduction, extension, internal and external rotation of the glenohumeral. And what you're basically doing here is just assessing the joint tissue, seeing if you have control in this position, seeing if you're able to inhale, irradiate, and lift off. Noticing that my wrists want to bend a little bit. You're really trying to keep your wrists straight for the entire duration of this video. So if you feel like your wrists are flexing a little bit, make sure you try to straighten them out. So here we are going into more shoulder axials. We've demonstrated these in the I, Y, T, and now in the shoulder extension position. This is internal and external rotation of the glenohumeral joint while the elbow is fully extended. From here, internal rotation, passive range liftoffs. So we're going to our passive range, and then we're going to lift off from there. We're going to do this unilaterally. One hand is going to press into the back, while the other hand pulls up toward the sky. So you're in deep internal rotation of the glenohumeral, and you're also in extension. Again, if any of these exercises cause any pain or discomfort, we want to steer away from the pain and discomfort. Okay, so go around that or don't attempt anything that's going to hurt you. Notice that I went up a little bit as I landed. So when I landed, I tried to land in a little bit higher of a spot. I took a break, and it looks like I'm going with 2 hands, bilateral, at the same time, challenging myself here. Okay, so these are some passive range liftoffs from shoulder internal rotation and shoulder extension. This is a difficult position for me because I have a tough time in shoulder internal rotation. So these really help me get a little bit more range and noticing that I'm doing both hands at the same time, bilateral, shoulder internal, and shoulder extension. So now we're going to add an elbow hinge while we're there. So make matters worse, we're going to lift up off the lower back, and then we're going to extend the elbow. So this is called elbow hinge there at the top of your lift off. This is really going to challenge shoulder internal rotation and shoulder extension. From here, I'm going to tee out the arms, go all the way overhead into my swimmer hover. My hands, fingertips are together over my head. Let my elbows relax. And then I'm going to retract the scapula and let my elbows fly up toward the sky. My fingertips will be together. I'm going to reach overhead, go to my Y position, internally rotate, reach back of the hands facing down, palms facing up, and then I'm going to go back to that elbow hinge to my lower back. Noticing that my wrists want to bend or flex, I really want to try to keep those elbows straight. So I'm going to try that again. Inhale, radiate, lift up, elbow hinge, external rotation, palms will face each other, thumbs will be up, and then we'll meet the fingertips over the head and relax. From here, shoulder external rotation, passive range liftoff. So we're going to bend the elbow at a 90 degree. You can have a fist or you can have the palms open, and you're going unilateral. One fist will go up off the ground, and you're going to press the elbow into the ground while you're doing that. So you're going into full external rotation here. These are adding supination and pronation while you are holding passive range external rotation. So this is a nice challenge on the elbow and the external rotation of the shoulder. From here, we're going to try some hovers in the Y position. So basically in that same position, but we're going to hover the elbows up off the ground, and we're going to try to supinate and pronate in this position. You can also turn this into a pressing position with the palms facing out. And I just call this the Y, or the W. So you got the W, the T, the Y, and the I, and the shoulder extension. From here, we're going to go into shoulder extension and elbow hinge. So pressing into the ground with your grip would be neutral. So squeezing the fists, lifting the fists up off the ground, inhale, radiate, lift off, and then extend the elbows, come back down, exhale, relax. Inhale, radiate, lift up, and then exhale on the way down, relax. So inhale, radiate, lift off, extend the elbows, and bring it back down. So that would be shoulder extension with elbow hinge. Now this is just going to be a prone hover challenge that you can try. This is going to be hard on internal rotation, extension, and flexion, but we're going to lift up the arms over the head. You're going to go into internal rotation as you try to keep the elbows up as high as they can and try not to touch the ground into extension. Okay, you're going to try that going both ways. This is going to be a tough one for your shoulders, but a really good one to build mobility and strength in internal and external rotation of the shoulder here. Noticing that my fists are about an inch away from the ground, and that's what I'm aiming for here, using a lot of energy and a lot of irradiation. Here is a unilateral T-spine. Is involved a little bit here, but one arm or one elbow will go up off the ground while the other elbow is pressing into the ground. So just a passive range lift off from shoulder flexion while the elbows are bent. Okay, you can also put your elbows on blocks for this, and you can hold on to a dowel, and this would be more for the thoracic spine or thoracic back extension. After all that, I like to kind of move my neck around, so I'm going to show you some neck exercises as well. You can do this in those same positions, and I'm showing you some challenging neck controlled articular rotations with the shoulders extended, abducted, and while flexed, and then try to get